Okay, pre-calculus. Yes, yes. Last video of 2020. Thank goodness. Maybe 2021 will be better. Actually, 2020 wasn't that bad. I mean, it was a little rough, and different, but we survived. Okay, review part two. We didn't thrive, but we survived. Okay, plugging in stuff, not just like find f of 4 because you just put 4 in there, but let's plug in something super weird on this one. Here we go. Let's see. So I'll start the problem, but then I kind of want you to finish it. Here goes. 2 plus I root 3 squared plus 5. So that's 2 plus I root 3 and 2 plus I root 3 and then tagging on a 5. The 5 is just a loner, just kind of, hey, what's going on, guys? Now I'm going to FOIL 4 plus 2 I root 3 plus another 2 I root 3 plus the square root of 9, but the square root, oh, sorry, I squared square root of 9, so it's going to be minus 3. Woo, it's early in the morning. Almost missed that one. Plus 5. So then 4 minus 3 is 1, plus 5 is 6, plus 4I root 3. And then you would just kind of leave that, and that would be it. Okay? Remember, this exam is not multiple choice. Wouldn't that be fun? Multiple choice pre-calc exam, silly goose. If you have to take the exam, you have to turn in this review. Otherwise, you're starting at 0, like you don't have anything. But if you turn in the full review, you're starting at 50 out of 100 already. That's awesome. Okay? And if you choose to take the exam and you've turned in all the review stuff, then you're also starting at 50 out of 100. So if you were trying to get an A on the exam, you would only have to get an 80% on your portion of the exam. Okay, so it'd be 50 points and then 40 more points, so 40 out of 50 on the exam. So 50 and 40 is 90, and that's your A minus for the exam, okay? So you wouldn't truly have to get an A on the exam. All right, next. Oh, wait, not bad. There's probably another problem down here. What? That's crazy. Okay, we briefly talked about the domain, and domain is what X can be. What X can be. I guess I'm just going to say can or can't be. Okay, because I don't know. So I'm just going to kind of set it equal to 0 and see what happens. Okay, so it'd be 16 equals x squared, and then x equals plus or minus 4. Okay, so now I got to think about that. I got to think about what does that do? Well, that makes this 0. Well, what would make this bad would be a negative radicand. It's a fancy word for a negative number inside the square root. Okay, so I got to think about the numbers from -4 to 4 and then maybe some outside, okay? So let's try 5. If I plug in 5, it'd be 16 minus 25. That's bad. Let's try -5. If I plug in -5, it'd be 16 minus 25. Ooh, that's bad. Now let's try 4. It'd be 16 minus 16, but can you do the square root of 0? Heck yeah. So the domain for this one, I'll go ahead and do it, would just be -4 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4. We didn't talk about the domain that much this year, but we could have talked about the domain, the range, and the zeros, but I think on the exam, I'm just going to ask for the domain. Next. What the heck is this? Oh, this is a composite function. And a composite function is just putting together two functions into one. So this time it says take g of x and plug it into f of x. So whatever the value of x is, so it's going to be 1 over x plus 3. I'm going to square that puppy and then add on 4. Oh, look, there's another tag along. Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? He's just out there. Okay, so now I got to square that. So I square the top, it's 1. I square the bottom, that's x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus 4, and then I'm gonna get a common denominator of x squared plus 6x plus 9. Wow, that's fun. But I'm gonna put another x squared plus 6x plus 9 here. So it's gonna be 1 plus 4x squared plus 24x plus 36 all over x squared plus 6x plus 9. And so that's really 4x squared plus 24x plus 37, which you can't factor, all over x squared plus 6x plus 9. Wow, that was fun. Huh, that was cool. Oh, look, I get a third problem down here. It's a bonus problem. If f of x is this, find its inverse. Okay, remember, f of x really just means y. Okay, like that. But now if I want to find its inverse, well, the way that we did that, we called it the f prime or f negative 1, something like that. But I think on the exam, I think I just said find its inverse, okay? So that just means every y becomes an x and every x becomes a y. So it'd be x equals 25 minus y squared, but then I want you to solve for y. So I'm going to move the y over there and the x over there. So be y squared equals 25 minus x, just because that makes me feel better. And then I'm going to take the square root. So then y equals plus or minus the square root of 25 minus x. Wow. That's good stuff right there. Okay, that's how you find the inverse. Don't worry about finding the domain, but, you know, we could. Oh, yay. Familiar stuff. Okay, so where do you start? I don't start there. I start here. I do 360 divided by 3 is 120. There is no shift. So, it's going to go from 0 to 3 to negative 3. And then this is sine, so it's going to go bloop, 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 bloop. And then I'm going to go like that. 120, 60, 30, 90. And voila, and voici. There it is, right there. That looks great. Man, we got to be getting close because this is one of the last things we did. Oh, no. Oh, we kind of regressed. Find the sine, cosine, and tangent of negative 240, the exact values. Wow. Okay, let's draw it. Negative 240 goes like this. That was 180, so now I got to go 60 more. And then I'm going to draw this here triangle right there. Okay, so then this is 60. And then you have a chart, but I'm sure you memorize it. Square root of 3, 1 to the left, and 2. Okay, so sine is Oscar had. Cosine is A heap. And tangent is of apples. Yay. Okay, so negative 240 goes that way. Got it? Negative 240. It was negative 90, negative 180, but then I needed 60 more degrees. So the reference angle was 60. The bow tie angle was 60. It was right there. That's good stuff. Boy, that's great reminiscing. Okay, what's going on here? Find the cotangent of theta if the cosecant is 17/8 and it's in quadrant 2. Got it. I don't even know what's going on other than I understood quadrant 2. So I'm going to draw a triangle in quadrant 2. Cosecant is the flip of sine. Well, sine is Oscar had. So this is had Oscar. So the hypotenuse is 17. And the opposite of theta is 8. Well, this is a triple, 8, 15, 17. If you didn't know that, do the Pythagorean theorem, you would get 15, make sure it's going left, so it's negative, okay? So find the cotangent. Well, tangent is of apples, so I want apples of apples. Oh, no decimals. Find the exact value, okay? That's what it'll say on the exam also. Ow, I ran a little too far this morning. It was 41 degrees outside, so I was just like, why not? Let's just keep on going. Even ran into Chuck Lane this morning. He was pulling up to the school like earlier than normal. Is this the last slide? Okay. Okay. All right, wowzer. What in the Jack Russell Terrier is this? Is that a right angle? I don't think so. Okay, here we go. Find the value of x. Use trig, round to the 10th. Okay, I don't know how to do it because there's an angle, but there's no numbers on this triangle. Well, crud, that means I need to work on this triangle here. Maybe? I don't know. I don't think that's a right angle. Let's find out. If that's 20, this is 70. If that's 40, this is 50. Oh, well, I can't use trig for the big triangle because it's got to be, Oscar had a heap of apples only works when you have a right angle. So I can't do that. But I really don't need those angles, okay? Here we go. So now I'm going to call this y. And y belongs to the left triangle and y belongs to the right triangle. So if I can figure out the value of y, then I got a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do to solve for x. Here we go. 20 is the angle. This is opposite, and 14's hypotenuse. So I'm going to use sine 20 is Oscar had. So I'm going to do 14 times the sine of 20 equals the value of y. Well, I'm so glad I was unprepared and I actually had to stand up and go find a calculator. Ouch. Ouch. I'm getting older, by the way. Ouch. January 5th, when we come back, when you guys come back to school, that is my 52nd birthday. Wow, 52 years old. Ancient. I gotta make sure I'm in degree mode. Okay, so I got y equals, happy birthday to me. I get to see the students for the first time in 2021 on my birthday. Woo! 4.8. Okay, so I'm going to put a 4.8 right here. Ooh, look at Blanchard getting fancy. 4.8. Okay, so that's cool. Now in Reading, I have a 40, and I know, whoa, I have a 40, and I know the opposite is 4.8, but I don't know hypotenuse. But that's still sine. So now I can say the sine of 40 is opposite over hypotenuse. Oh, so x equals 4.8 divided by the sine of 40. This is a great review problem. So I'm going to take 4.8 divided by the sine of 40 and hit equals and get 7.5. And there you go. Okay, so any problem that I didn't finish, you guys go ahead and finish. Take pictures of them, turn them in. I'll try desperately to put them into the computer early today. Okay, it's 8:10 in the morning, and I say to you, for the last time in 2020, I'll wait until 15 minutes. Good day.